Any Christmas songs?
We're back.
The herald angels sing to the newborn king.
I wish they did.
We're back.
You know, where you go around to the neighborhood.
Caroling?
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
Caroling.
Yeah.
Okay, so our next movie is George.
Oh, my movie, yes. Test, yes. Fatman.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've lost my influence. Maybe it's time I retired the coat.
You still have it.
Some kids with a deer rifle put 2 holes in the sleigh, one in me. All I have is a loathing for a world that's forgotten.
The United States military would like to procure your services.
This is a one-time deal, gentlemen. How are you, Mike? Nicole and the kids are well, I hope.
Where are you?
You just lost a big son, Fatman!
What's the job?
I'd like you to kill Santa Claus.
I'm looking for the fat man. You can't be serious.
This is what people actually think of me. Christmas is a farce. I am a joke.
What's the purpose of your visit?
Hunting. I'm gonna kill some things.
There is a rising number of our youth making poor decisions.
What the big man's head?
Severed heads rot, they mold.
They don't want his beard.
I'm not shaving off a dead man's beard.
Your workers sure have healthy appetites.
That's why elves live much longer than humans.
And Chris, he does the same?
No, it's a giving that keeps him young.
I've come for your head, fat man!
Dashing through the snow, no one horse open
You think you're the first?
all the fields will go.
Think I got this job because I'm fat and jolly?
Nothing all the way. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in one horse open sleigh.
I'll come while you sleep. The fat man's got his eye on you, kid.
Hey, whoa!
Oh, that's Donner. Lucky it wasn't Blitzer. Should tear your package clean off.
It's Mel Gibson. It's kind of like a dark, almost like a Quentin Tarantino, Robert Rodriguez Christmas movie. But I figure if they would have done it, it probably would have been better. It's directed and written by Esham Nelms and Ian Helms. Nelms and Helms, are they brothers? Did I misspell one? Anyways. So it stars Mel Gibson as Chris Kringle, Marianne Jean-Baptiste as Ruth Kringle, Walton Goggins as Jonathan Miller, a hitman, and Chance Hertzfield as Billy Weenan. Boy. Anyway, so to save his declining business, Chris Kringle, Santa Claus, is forced to take a U.S. military contract making navigation components for a new fighter jet. At the same time, a highly skilled assassin has been hired to kill him by an obnoxious, spoiled little shit 12-year-old boy after he got a lump of coal in his stocking from Santa. Anyway, so I like the idea. I like the concept. I thought it was going to be great. I ended up not liking it as much as I would have thought. But I thought, Mel Gibson as Santa was a badass. So I enjoyed that character. And, I thought the movie could have a more positive ending. It went completely different than what I thought it could have gone. And, with a better message. What was I saying? Okay, one of the characters I enjoyed most in the movie was actually the assassin. That guy. I love that actor. I love him from Sean's movie, Gun Shy. I love him. He's played the Australian guy in that movie. And I couldn't help but like the bloke in this movie, even though he was a total asshole. Yeah, so I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed the idea, but I thought it could have been, better done or done better. And that's pretty much it. And the movie was mostly shot in Ontario and Quebec. Hey,
Is it done in Quebec? Yeah. I did not know that.
So that's my thing.
Wow, it's kind of fits in with our last one. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it would be Sean.
I liked it. I like this movie. Mel Gibson is the perfect badass grumpy Santa.
Yeah.
I mean, totally perfect. So I love the story. I love that, this is Santa and he lives in Canada. And I love Marianne Jean-Baptiste as his wife. I'm not sure. It's not a kid movie. It's not for children. That's for sure. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was funny in the sense where, this rich kid who's, kind of screwing over his grandma with money and stuff and hires this hitman who did an amazing job with the hamster and getting the wheat. I mean, just that
He's a lovable character because he cares about
his
something.
and his collectibles.
Yeah.
He's like, made in Santa's workshop. The little plate on the bottom, It's interesting because a few of our movies are like, we're not sure where to place them.
Right.
Because it wasn't good or wasn't meaning good in
Not solid.
Not traditional, Christmas holiday. Film.
Yeah. It's not like a positive, Christmas message, or it's not all negative Christmas message either. I love the elves, the Christmas elves. They were hilarious. Oh, we take 20-minute naps every day when they're talking to
they live on sugar.
And they live on sugar and anyway, I enjoyed it. I wasn't happy about the ending. Maybe they're setting up for Fatman 2.
Good idea. I never thought of that.
Where, whatever takes that on, if they are. But I liked it. I didn't think it was bad. It's a weird Christmas movie, and it's not for kids. So just be forewarned. That's it. That's for you.
Well, yes, I think there's yet another adults-only kind of Christmas movie. Right there with Bad Santa, even though there's a child in it. That's a movie not for children. This is a movie not for children. But this was sort of fascinating to me because I agree with Sean as far as the aspects of it. The bureaucracy of Christmas is now being introduced. Santa's almost being forced to sign a government contract. This is the kind of stuff that makes it interesting. I said, okay, this is something new and fresh to me.
Yeah.
It's as if America or the U.S. government wants to own Christmas because they are underpaying Santa and his elves on top of it. And everything else, money, which is why he's sort of getting desperate. I mean, that's the funny part when you see a desperate Santa and him even calling people to get to help him on Christmas Eve and being denied to where he's almost forced to deal with the bureaucracy and now a contract with the government to get Christmas on board.
I can't even make Pez dispensers. I can't.
That was one aspect I really enjoyed out of this movie. And again, with the military coming in because they're funding him, is how they look at the elves about thinking. I love there's a sequence with the general saying, maybe if you change your diet and put more protein and less sugar in your diet, you'd grow a little bit more. You'd be more effective. And the elf just explains to him, it's like you said, 20 minutes of sleep. We're going on 24/7 all year round. This is the kind of stuff that's just classic to me. Christmas kind of stuff.
Or he goes, how does Santa do it? Always the giving that keeps him living long.
Exactly. The giving. Exactly. And Santa does have magical qualities in this movie that's brought out later on. Mm-hmm. But I agree with Sean and George in that I'm really disappointed by the ending. Again, there's something like a weird mixed message you get out of this movie, in my opinion. Yet, I love Santa. I love the character he's playing. He's a grumpy old Santa. There's nothing really likable about this Santa, but you can understand it because he's under such pressure and frustration to try and get Christmas to be. And Mrs. Santa is wonderful. Marie-Jeanne Baptiste is really good because she's just supporting him. She's always there. And there's a great sequence that I love. Oh, yeah. She constantly has cookies. And everyone who takes a bite of cookie seems to smile. But what I love mostly is that at one point she gives him a bunch of folders for Santa to look at. And it really sort of sums up what I think, that he almost gets tearful understanding what Christmas is all about. To which is why the elf said, giving is what makes Santa keep going, and you understand that. So there's some really wonderful, touching scenes in it too. It's just that it's so bizarre with the Walter Goggins character playing this assassin who's hired by, you said, a young rich kid to kill Santa. He has to do the research, they show all this, they do that, and he sort of makes logical decisions on what to do. And yet, here's a guy who, actually, something else is brought up. Here's a theme between this and Bad Santa. Billy Bob Thornton talks about getting cigarettes burnt on him on Christmas. This killer shows a kid what he got for Christmas, which is burn holes too. Now, this is something that's, again, maybe because I lived in a real middle class or some kind of different class, this is a world that's total beyond me. And I know this has come up before. I think even in Good Will Hunting, they use this as a form of child abuse.
What would you like to know?
Well, hopefully Noah's had cigarettes put on them, at least not consensually or something. But it is just an odd thing that you're seeing the worst and the best parts of this holiday. And I don't know what to make out of it. I am sort of disappointed because ultimately the whole movie really didn't keep my attention. In fact, I actually had to rewatch some of it because, okay, did I miss something? Because there's something strange going on here. But I did like some of the bits in it. So it's not a completely successful movie for me, either as a Christmas movie or even an action movie, because, the violence, I'm sure, is why people are put off by it.
I hate when we can't say things.
So it is sort of odd. I mean, that's why I do actually find out of all the movies we did, this was probably the most disturbing for me to watch. So,
Patty?
Yeah.
This was an interesting movie. I love Mel Gibson movies. I really do. But I got to say, this one didn't really do anything for me. I don't like when they bring in the government interfering with my Christmas because I love Christmas and I like all the magical parts of Christmas. So.
But they're paying him anyway to deliver the presents. He gets a check.
I don't know why. It just did not sit well with me.
I don't blame you. Nothing should sit well when the government takes over anything.
Yeah, but I didn't like that part. The little kid, they could have picked a better kid. He wasn't evil enough. But he was good. But he wasn't evil enough. And I do like the idea that he wanted Santa's head in a box. Because I'm sure a lot of kids feel like that if they get coal. And what's great about Mel Gibson was he gave a lot of coal to kids. But overall,
Who deserved it?
Yeah. But I gotta say, it just didn't do anything for me. Tell you the truth, I don't remember the ending.
Of all the movies we've done today, this one was the least agreeable to me. I found this weird. First of all, I found it weird that Santa was American. And
what do you think
somehow
he was?
Santa. I don't see him as an American.
Isn't he supposed to be Norwegian?
Yeah, I was like, why is he speaking with an American accent? Particularly.
But
and
doesn't Santa Claus, the story of Kris Kringle, doesn't that come from the Netherlands?
Yeah, Scandinavian.
It's Scandinavian, German.
He should be a Viking.
Yeah, that kind of thing. I love Mel Gibson. I love him. I love Marie-Jeanne Baptiste. But I did not feel they had any chemistry. I did not feel that...
No connection.
No connection, and I didn't see them as Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claus. I thought it was a great idea, like a world-weary Santa Claus who's struggling with everyday things. But somehow they didn't bring that to any fruition. It was kind of like weird. It
And
just
who
went
the hell
down to
wants
like,
to see that
like
on
shooting
Christmas?
guns everywhere. It's like, this is not magical. This is not, and Santa Claus is a magical character. So I was like, I didn't like the movie. I thought it was like,
I should have
and
done
it's-
Elf.
And like I said, I can't think of what?
I should have done Elf.
No, because it should have
Do
been.
Elf
No,
either.
because it should have been Grindhouse Santa Claus.
Or It's
Yeah.
a Wonderful Life.
It was just weird. It was just weird. I didn't like it, and even though I love the two characters
Me
involved,
too. Yeah.
I didn't like them together. They had no chemistry.
Right.
Just didn't like the movie. That's basically it.
Okay.
Okay, there you go.
There we go.
Rating.
Okay, so I give it a 2. You?
I don't know. It's an odd movie. I'd say 7 maybe.
Okay.
No, I gave it a 5. I still think it's watchable.
Wow, that's big.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, it's 7. Okay, I have bigger expectations when I saw the trailers. I was like, oh, come on, Robert Rodriguez.
Well, I will say this: if Quentin Tarantino or Robert Rodriguez directed it, we would have seen a much different movie. But I probably would have been more entertained.
Yeah,
Not sure. But
I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Grindhouse Santa
I would
Claus.
have liked Steven Spielberg to have done it. Okay,
what's the
go
name of
ahead.
your movie?
Nightmare Before
So,
Christmas.
Oh, wait.
beep, 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 beep. We're back.